Fans were already emotional, but when Ruth Langsford finally spoke after her farewell with Eamonn Holmes, the feelings became impossible to ignore. Her voice carried a mix of strength and softness, the kind that instantly tells you this moment mattered. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't staged, it was real, heartfelt, and deeply human. For years, Ruth and Eamonn weren't just familiar faces on television. They felt like part of everyday life. Morning routines, coffee breaks, quiet afternoons. Their presence became comforting, almost like listening to old friends talk. That's why this farewell didn't feel like a simple change. It felt personal for millions watching. When Ruth began sharing her thoughts, there was honesty in every word. She spoke calmly, but emotion gently lingered beneath her sentences. She reflected on shared memories, years of partnership, and moments that shaped not just careers, but lives. Her words didn't try to explain everything, and that made them even more powerful. Viewers quickly reacted. Messages poured in from fans who admitted they didn't expect to feel so moved. Some said they smiled while tearing up. Others confessed they laughed softly when Ruth added a light, familiar joke, the kind of humor that only works when it comes from the heart. There was something undeniably romantic about the way Ruth spoke, not in a fairy tale way, but in the quiet, grown-up kind of love that comes from shared history. She didn't exaggerate emotions. She didn't place blame or sadness at the center. Instead, she focused on respect, appreciation, and the beauty of what once was. And then came the warmth, that unmistakable Ruth Langsford warmth. She reminded viewers that change doesn't erase memories, that endings don't cancel love, and that sometimes moving forward is simply another way of honoring the past. Fans noticed how balanced her words were. Emotional, yes, but never bitter. Vulnerable, yet strong. It felt like she was speaking not only to Eamonn, but to everyone who had followed their journey for so long. Social media quickly filled with reactions. Some fans joked that they never expected daytime television to hit them right in the feelings. Others shared their favorite moments, playful banter, shared laughs, gentle disagreements that always ended with smiles. There were even lighthearted comments about how viewers felt like third wheels to a relationship they'd watched for years. That sense of familiarity made the farewell feel both sad and strangely comforting. Ruth also made space for humor, subtle, clever, and perfectly timed. A small laugh here, a gentle tease there. It reminded everyone why she's so loved. Even in emotional moments, she knows how to bring a smile. What truly stood out was her grace. Ruth didn't try to rewrite the story. She simply acknowledged it. She spoke about growth, about learning, and about the importance of kindness, especially when emotions are involved. For many fans, this moment sparked reflection. People thought about their own relationships, their own chapters, and how saying goodbye doesn't always mean losing something forever. Sometimes it just means carrying it differently. There was excitement beneath the emotion, too. Viewers began wondering what's next for Ruth. New beginnings, new opportunities, new reasons to tune in and smile. The farewell felt like a closing chapter, but also the start of something fresh. Ruth's words resonated because they were relatable. She didn't speak as a television personality. She spoke as a person, someone navigating change with honesty and humor, even when it's difficult. The romantic element lived in the respect she showed. The laughter lived in her timing, and the excitement came from knowing this isn't the end of her story, just a new direction. Fans around the USA and beyond expressed how much her voice mattered, how her presence felt reassuring, how watching her speak made them feel understood in ways they didn't expect. Some fans admitted they replayed her words more than once, not because they wanted to cry again, but because they wanted to feel that calm sincerity one more time. The farewell didn't feel heavy, it felt thoughtful. It didn't leave people empty, it left them reflective, warm, and hopeful. Ruth's message was clear without ever saying it directly. Life changes, people grow, and memories remain. And that message landed deeply with viewers of all ages.
Even those who tried to stay lighthearted admitted they felt emotional. Many laughed at themselves for getting teary over a moment that felt so genuine. That's the power of authenticity. It sneaks up on you. As conversations continued, one thing became obvious. Fans weren't just reacting to a farewell. They were responding to honesty, to maturity, to the kind of emotional intelligence rarely seen on television. Ruth Langsford's words reminded people that love doesn't need to be loud to be meaningful, that endings don't have to be dramatic to be powerful, and that sometimes the quietest moments leave the strongest impressions. The farewell also highlighted her strength. Speaking openly isn't easy. Doing it with grace and humor takes courage, and viewers noticed. As time passed, sadness slowly blended into appreciation. Appreciation for the years shared, for the laughs given, for the memories created. Ruth didn't just speak for herself, she spoke for anyone who's ever had to turn a page while still cherishing what came before. And while fans may have started in tears, many ended with smiles, because this moment wasn't about heartbreak alone. It was about humanity, warmth, and moving forward with dignity. If this farewell touched you, made you reflect, or simply reminded you of a moment you once loved, take a second to hold on to that feeling. Share your thoughts. Let your voice be part of the conversation. Because stories like this aren't just watched, they're felt. And Ruth Langsford's words will continue to echo in the hearts of those who listened.